For decades, financial decisions were made by the smartest minds on Wall Street. Today, those decisions are being made by something else entirely. Not humans, but AI. And if that sounds dramatic, it's because most people still don't realize how deep this shift already is. Because this isn't some future prediction. It's not something that might happen in 10 years. It's happening right now. Quietly, rapidly, and at a scale most people can't even see. Right now, billions, actually trillions, of dollars are being moved, allocated, traded, and managed. Not by human instinct, but by algorithms. And the real question is not, is AI taking over finance? The real question is, what happens to you when it does? Let me explain. For most of modern history, financial decisions were human-driven. Analysts studied charts. Fund managers evaluated companies. Traders made calls based on experience, intuition, and sometimes emotion. It was imperfect. It was slow. And it was deeply human. But then something changed. Data exploded. Markets became faster. And the amount of information required to make a good decision became too much for any human to process in real time. That's when AI stepped in. At first, it was simple. Basic algorithms, rule-based trading systems, nothing too advanced. But over time, these systems evolved. They started learning, adapting, improving, and today, we're at a point where AI can analyze millions of data points in seconds, detect patterns humans would never see, and execute decisions faster than any human ever could. Now think about what that means. Imagine trying to compete in a game where your opponent can process the entire history of the market in seconds, react instantly, and never gets tired, emotional, or distracted. That's the new reality of finance. And it's not just hedge funds or big institutions anymore. AI is now entering everyday financial decisions too. When you see personalized investment recommendations, that's AI. When banks decide your creditworthiness, that's AI. When trading platforms suggest strategies, that's AI. Even the ads you see about financial products are often powered by AI predictions about your behavior. It's everywhere. But here's where things get interesting and a little uncomfortable. Because AI doesn't think the way you think. It doesn't care about headlines the same way you do. It doesn't panic. It doesn't get greedy. It doesn't hesitate. It just processes probability and acts. That creates a massive advantage. Because most human investors are driven by emotion. Fear when markets drop. Excitement when markets rise. Hesitation when uncertainty appears. But AI? It operates outside of all that. It follows data, not feelings, and over time, that difference compounds. Now here's the part most people don't see coming. As AI becomes more dominant, markets themselves start to change. Because when a large percentage of decisions are made by algorithms, patterns become tighter, reactions become faster, and inefficiencies disappear quicker. In simple terms, the market becomes harder to beat. The easy opportunities that existed before start disappearing. Because AI finds them first and exploits them instantly. That's why some strategies that worked 10 or 20 years ago simply don't work the same way anymore. The game has changed. And if you're still playing by old rules, you're already behind. But this is not all bad news. In fact, this shift creates new opportunities too. Because while AI is incredibly powerful, it's not perfect. It lacks context. It lacks human understanding. It doesn't truly know why something matters. It just recognizes patterns that suggest it does. And that's where humans still have an edge. The future of finance is not humans versus AI. It's humans who understand AI versus those who don't. Because the people who win in this new system are not the ones competing against AI. They're the ones using it. Think about this. Instead of manually analyzing markets, You can use AI tools to process data faster. Instead of guessing trends, you can use AI insights to guide decisions. Instead of reacting late, you can position earlier based on data-driven signals. That's the shift. You move from guessing to interpreting, from reacting to positioning, from working harder to working smarter. But there's another layer to this, and it's something most people completely underestimate. Trust. Because as AI starts making more financial decisions, people begin to rely on it more. At first, they question it. Then they test it. Then slowly, they trust it. And eventually, they depend on it. And that's where things get risky, because when too many people rely on the same systems, the market can become fragile. If everyone is using similar models, similar data, similar strategies, then when something unexpected happens, those systems can react in the same direction, at the same time, and that can amplify market movements. Faster, stronger, more unpredictable. We've already seen glimpses of this. Flash crashes, sudden spikes, unusual volatility, moments where the market moves, and even experts struggle to explain why in real time. That's the AI effect. And as it grows, these moments may become more frequent. Now let's bring this back to you. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about Wall Street. It's about your money, your investments, your financial future. The biggest mistake you can make right now is ignoring this shift, because whether you realize it or not, AI is already influencing your financial life. The question is, are you aware of it? Are you adapting to it? Or are you just reacting to it after the fact? Because the people who stay ahead in finance are not the ones who wait for change to become obvious. They're the ones who recognize it early and position themselves accordingly. Now, I'm not saying you need to become a data scientist. You don't need to build algorithms or write code. But you do need to understand the direction things are moving, because once you see it clearly, you can make better decisions. You can avoid emotional mistakes. You can use tools that give you an edge. You can think differently about how money flows. And most importantly, you stop being just a participant. You become strategic. Because here's the truth. AI is not replacing humans in finance. It's replacing outdated thinking. It's replacing slow reactions. It's replacing emotional decisions. And the people who refuse to evolve with it will struggle, not because AI is against them, but because the system has moved forward without them. So instead of fearing it, learn it. Instead of ignoring it, observe it. Instead of competing with it, use it. Because this shift is not slowing down, it's accelerating, and the gap between those who adapt and those who don't is going to grow faster than ever. Think about the next 5 years. More automation, more data, more AI-driven decisions, more integration into everyday financial tools, and eventually a point where AI becomes the default decision-maker in many areas of finance. That's not science fiction. That's direction. And once we reach that point, the question will no longer be, should I use AI? It will be, how well do I understand it? Because that's what will determine your advantage. Not access, not information, but understanding. So the next time you open a trading app,
The game
check
has
your
changed.
investments, or make a financial
AI is
decision,
now part of the game.
ask yourself something
AI
simple. Am I making this decision based on emotion or based on data? Because in a world where AI is taking control, the smartest move you can make is to think one step ahead. And the people who do that are the ones who stay in control of their financial future, even when the system itself is changing.